Yo, what is good, Jets Nation? Welcome back to Jets Media, and the Jets come away with a dominant victory over the Chicago Bears, 31-10. Mike White, in his first game of the season, absolutely goes off. 22 of 28, which is like a 79 completion percentage for Mike White, 315 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, and a quarterback rating of 149.3 for Mike effing White. The offense was sensational today, and the defense came out in a big way in that second half, shutting the door down. A scoreless second half for the defense after having some hiccups in that first half. An overall great win on all 3 phases of the ball, and the New York Jets are now 7-4 on the season. They remain the 7th seed in the AFC, which will get them into the playoffs, and this is a game that they had to win. It was one of those games where you felt like it was one of those like, all right, let's take care of business. The Chicago Bears, they are 3-8 heading into this game. Their starting quarterback, Justin Fields, is injured. They got injuries all over their team as well, and they overall is just not a good franchise at this moment. They're 3-8, so the Jets had to take care of business, and I understand that the Jets fans like myself shouldn't be exploding thinking that, oh my God, we dominated the Bears, we're back, we're going to be like, it is the Bears, and it's not like we beat the Buffalo Bills like we did a couple weeks ago. It wasn't an opponent that, whatever. My point is, the Jets had to get this job done. And you know what good teams do? They dominate bad teams. And that's my point here. And also, the whole fact that we're in this situation where Robert Saleh made the biggest decision of his life as a Jets coach by benching Zach Wilson and starting Mike White. That is a big deal. And the fact that Mike White comes through with a similar stat line that he did last year against the Cincinnati Bengals, I mean, it was really awesome. So in this video, guys, I want to give you my overall recap and analysis of the game. Thank you to everyone that tuned into the live stream. It was a great time. I had you guys in there really celebrating with me, and I appreciate that. But in this one, we're just going to break down the game in a little bit. So if you guys are just tuning into the channel for the first time, please consider hitting that subscribe button. Got a lot of Jets content coming your way all throughout the rest of the season, of course. And if you're not already, please do me a favor, hit that like button on your way in. And more importantly, comment your thoughts of the game. Love to hear what you guys have to say down below in the comments section. So let's get back into the game, man. I mean, we talked about Mike White. What more can you ask for? My biggest takeaways from what we saw from Mike White today, guys, is simple. He's a point guard. I mean, he facilitated the rock to 10 different receivers in the first half. That's unbelievable stuff. The stat line he put up is very impressive, but when you watch what he did on the field, the eye test, he's doing everything an NFL quarterback should do, and he's doing everything so efficiently that Zach Wilson struggled with so well. And I think that's why the Jets made this quarterback change, because we're not asking Zach Wilson to do much. All he needs to do is be operating this offense, hitting the quick and easy throws, and that's exactly what Mike White did today. Firing a strike, understanding how to read a defense. The first option's not there, second option's not there. All right, I'm going to check it down. The footwork, the getting rid of the ball fast, on time, in rhythm, his lower half, his footwork, his fundamentals. I mean, everything you ever want in an NFL quarterback is what we saw from Mike White today. And don't get it twisted. Mike White's not as athletic as Zach Wilson to run for first downs, but Mike White can move a little bit. We had him on bootlegs, rolling to his right, rolling to his left, making precise throws on the run. I mean, it was really a fun thing to see Mike White getting the entire team involved, whereas Zach Wilson was so focused on the number one option and force feed Corey Davis when healthy, and Corey Davis went down, it turned into Garrett Wilson, and the defenses would just shut down a number one option, and that's what shut down Zach Wilson in those 2 games against the New England Patriots. But Mike White is not fixated on one target. He spread the ball around to 10 different players. That's unbelievable stuff from Mike White. But there's a lot of other people that balled out in this game outside of Mike White that I haven't even talked about. How about the running backs? Michael Carter goes out there, unfortunately gets injured, don't know the status of his ankle. But Bam Knight, he gets the call, his first NFL game of his life. James Robinson is a healthy scratch, and he goes out there with 69 yards on the ground, averaging 4.9 yards per carry, and Bam Knight also picks up 34 yards on the through the air. So Bam Knight in his NFL debut looked phenomenal. And shout out Ty Johnson having the game of his life as well. 5 attempts for 62 yards and a 32-yard touchdown run. He was sensational. So the running backs were great. And you got to give a lot of credit to the offensive line. We get Max Mitchell back at right tackle. Nate Herbig gets back to right guard. Offensive line gives up 1 sack. They dominated in the run game. This was an overall great performance from the entire Jets offense. The wide receivers were great. Garrett Wilson, 2 touchdowns. One of them was just phenomenal, making a guy miss in the open field, going down there for a 55-yard touchdown run. Elijah Moore's back. 2 catches for a big-time gains. First one was like a 43-yarder, got a great yak, and the second one was an awesome touchdown. He had 2 catches for 64 yards and a touchdown. Tyler Conklin, 3 catches for 50 yards. I mean, the offense was sensational on all accounts. And then when you want to talk about the defense, they went out there and they struggled in the first half. Their first drive, they give up a field goal. The second drive, they give up a touchdown. But after that, that's it. The Jets defense shut down the Bears in the second half, and that's all that really matters. We're going up against a backup quarterback in Trevor Siemian, and it'll be inexcusable for this Jets team to lose to him, and especially the Jets defense to struggle against the Chicago Bears offense without Justin Fields. But the fact is, there's still some hiccups that the defense got to get through, but they came through in the second half. We had C.J. Mosley getting a timely interception, Bryce Huff looking sensational off the edge, John Franklin Myers getting a sack as well, C.J. Mosley with 10 total tackles, and it was an overall great game from the defense, right? We can't expect this defense to just dominate every single game consistently for 4 quarters. There are going to be some times where they have some issues, and the fact is that they were able to bounce back after those bad couple of drives and come out there and pitch a shutout in the second half, right? What more do you want from this Jets defense? They gave up 10 points in the first 2 drives, and since then, they pitched a shutout. So shout out to the defense. They did their job. They were unable to contain David Montgomery, who was really their only option out there, but they came through with the W. Now, this win is a big deal for the Jets for a lot of reasons, because you got to be able to win the games you're supposed to win late down the stretch like the Jets are at right now. We have a game now against the Minnesota Vikings, who we all know is a very good team, who beat the Buffalo Bills, who just beat the Patriots, and now the Jets got to be able to contain them and Justin Jefferson and Kirk Cousins on the road. So that's another thing we're going to be breaking down this week, of course. But overall, man, this is a big win for the Jets on a lot of reasons, because if they lost this game, it'd be such a big deal. So I don't want to hear people like, yeah, Richie, it's just the Bears. Why are you so excited about it? Because if we lost this game, it would have been a disaster. Even if it was competitive and we were struggling all game and we just pulled out a win with a struggling Mike White and a struggling defense, but we still won. That's not the case, guys. We dominated this game. I mean, the offense looked so well with Mike White operating this offense, and I know a lot of people are going to be talking about the whole quarterback situation with Mike White and Zach Wilson. Well, Mike White is the starter next week. That is not even a question. And I know that, Robert Saleh committed to Zach Wilson coming back this year, but if Mike White continues to play this way, I'm sorry, they're not going to go back to Zach Wilson. And you guys know me. I've been supporting Zach Wilson throughout his lows. And the only reason why I was doing that at the time is because I'm someone that believes in someone through their adversity, that they can clean up their mistakes. And the reality is Zach Wilson was not doing that. And it wasn't like I was against Mike White. If you guys watched my channel last year, you know how much I love Mike White. And I'm really excited to see him continue to flourish. And hey, why can't we dream about Mike White being the franchise quarterback at this point, right? Anything can happen. Shout out Mike White. Shout out Robert Saleh. And shout out this entire Jets team. That's my quick recap of the game. Let me know your thoughts of the game down below in the comment section. Like the video if you guys enjoy. And I'll catch you guys on Victory Monday tomorrow. Let's go, Jets. Peace out, everybody.